let's talk about how to add color or paint on a photo using the brushes. So with this, I can turn this quickly, into a piece of digital art by adding some painterly qualities. So first off, anytime I paint, you want to add a new fresh layer. So I'm going to click the add new layer. You can also go up to layer and go to new and then layer, and that will add a new layer as well. When I'm painting, you have all sorts of brushes. If you click on this, you can see there's splatter brushes, there's all sorts of things. I'm just going to choose a soft brush for now. And remember, your brushes, you can make them bigger or smaller with your key commands of the brackets that are next to the P on your keyboard. The right bracket makes your brush bigger, and the left makes it smaller. You can also go up here to do that. You can also change the hardness and softness with your up at the top or with your key commands by holding Shift, and then the right bracket makes it harder. Shift, the left bracket makes it softer. And you can see that happening up there as I do that. So generally, I like to use a softer brush for painting because the edges are less obvious. So for something like this, I could just paint right on top of my photo. And sometimes I like to do this just to add some makeup or something like that. So like you can pick through or go to your swatches and open up these folders and find colors. Personally, like for this, I think I can just find my own colors because I'm just trying to find some like little rosy cheeks and things like that. So obviously when you paint on a picture, it covers the picture. So that's why I always paint on a separate layer, because when you paint on a separate layer, what you can do is you can use these blending modes to blend your painting with the picture in different ways. So the blending mode of color is great for blending the color with the picture below it. So you can still see the picture coming through. So I'm going to put it on color, but you can try any of those blending modes. And then I can turn down the opacity as well to make it very, very subtle. So you can also do this with a black and white image. So this is kind of fun too. If you go and make your image black and white, and then you add in some color and some different things above it, some different layers. So I like to add lots and lots of layers so that I can adjust each layer's blending mode differently and then adjust the opacity as well. So like with the blue, at first it's going to cover her eye completely. And I could really be careful with this if I were doing this for real, but for demo purposes, I'll try to do this quickly. So say the color mode works really well for that. Sometimes the color mode doesn't work great if you're doing browns or blacks or grays, but you might want to try a different one. So here though, I can turn down the opacity and you can just really start to build up some colors, but I do a different layer for each color so that I just have more control of the colors. I have trouble finding a brown. Let's see if I just go into these. They actually have like a skin tone one here. You could paint things in, but I'm just looking for like say up here. And I make my brush nice and big. And so if I wanted to paint in some of these colors, I could then take the blending mode and see if I put it on color. Oh, the brown works well. The black and gray do not, but that actually looks really nice. And then I could, add in some tones like that. So on color mode, if you're in black, it doesn't really work because it already is gray. Doesn't really work. It already is black and white essentially. So it's not really working on the black and white photo. But anyway, you can really start to build up your picture that way. Just keep adding new layers. And then with this, because you're on your own layer, you can also go to the eraser tool and erase if you need to. And the eraser tool also has different brush hardness, size. You can use your key commands to change all that as well. So I'm erasing it off her face. And then I go to the color mode. Maybe I want to drag this underneath so the pinks and stuff are on top. And then, of course, I can erase. It's E on your keyboard. I can erase it off of her eyes and things like that. I would do a better job.